What's up, FishTube? Bearder Bob once again. Sorry I haven't been on here for a while. I had a lot of stuff going on, work, and all the stuff that's going on outside of work right now. But I did want to get back with the part 2, the upgraded setup that I'm running for my automatic drip system, automatic water changer kind of setup. So this is one of those big brute trash cans, food safe. I've got it set up with one of these Jabal pumps, same one I was using in the smaller barrel for water. This one is much larger. I also got my RO system kind of set up using the bulk reef supply, 75 gallon per day, added on an extra canister for DI resin. And so right now the water is being made and is dropping into here. This is the automatic float, so it shuts off the water. It does work, trust me. The water is rather full right now, but what I do is when I'm running it, I run it for about 2 to 3 hours at a time. About every hour I come down here, I check the TDS with the TDS pen to make sure we're sitting right around 200. If we're not, we're at there 196, we're still good. When it drops down to like 175, I'll add in 1 scoop of GHKH plus, and that gives me plus 25 TDS in this size of barrel at the water level that it's at, which is pretty much as full as I want it to be. So right now we have, this is like for excess water, and it'll keep this pump will stay running pretty much continuously. So any excess water that's not being pumped up and out, here's just this little manifold that I made to set up the drip lines that go over to the aquariums. I'll show you that in just a minute. But when this is not on up here, then this is wide open and it's just circulating the water continuous inside of that thing. I have everything kind of set up right next to the sink, so the water from the drain line, or the whatever line here, the bad water coming out of the RO filter will drain right into the sink. I also have it set up kind of haphazardly still, I have all of my return pumps come down to here, so all the water that drains out of the aquariums comes back down to the sink, gets drained out. And hold on one second, I'll bring you over to the aquariums. And here we are again. And so this is where one of the lines comes in from the barrel over there, and as you can see, it's going right in here. This is going into the 55 gallon, and you can see it's just, dripping a decent amount of drip. I'm not sure exactly how much water is running through it at a time, but it's enough that this aquarium will fill up and automatically drain out. Still got these automatic drip system things that drain out, and then all of those, of course, go down into this. Sorry, the hot water tank's running right now too. They go down into that, it's a condensate pump, like you'd have on your air conditioning or heater, forced air unit or whatever, or some people have them set up for a dehumidifier, so that it automatically drains the water out of the dehumidifier so they don't have to manually do it. Another line that's coming back here, same way it was kind of set up before, where it splits off and obviously gets dripping into this aquarium. I don't know if you can see that one dripping in there, but and this one's just the Neos, and right now it's just got all these male Blue Star Endlers in it. Pretty soon I'm gonna tear down the other tank and move all of the Blue Star Endlers into this 40 gallon. Down here, this was, there's the other drip line coming in. Obviously, I've got it set up so it drips a little bit more because I've got an explosive population of, well, you can see the snails, but all these plecos here. These are bristlenose plecos. They're taking over the tank. There's probably a couple hundred in here right now. Eventually here, once they get a little bit bigger, I'm gonna take some of them into my local fish store, see if I can get some trade for them. But basically, I've had a male and a female in here for a few months, and they just continually pump out eggs, just constantly. It's so much that I don't even know what to do. So I feed this tank super heavy. I do a lot of water changing on it and stuff, obviously, but as you can see, all these guys, their bellies are nice and full. They get lots of green beans, lots of algae, wafers and stuff. I've also moved some plecos around so that, you know, we can help clean out some other tanks. Here's a Blue Dream tank. Obviously, kicking butt on making some Blue Dreams too. I think I've pretty much managed to wipe out all of the red Rileys that kept coming out of these Blue Dream tanks for the most part. I haven't seen one in a long time, I should say. I also moved all of my Pygmy Corridoras into here. So there's about 15 of them in there now. They are very skittish. They don't like to come out. They just hide all day. They usually will like pile up in this right by this moss here, and there'll just be a big swarm of them kind of hanging out, chilling with each other. It's fun to watch from afar, but as soon as I get close, they just bolt, dive, hide. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one. But they kind of sit mid-water most of the time. They're not like regular corries that go down to the bottom and just sit. So they're super fun to watch. But like I said, super skittish too. Ooh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you, bud. Obviously, drips into this tank too from that top line. And then for this setup, this is gonna get torn down basically at some point here, whenever I find the time. But right now, this is the 20-gallon sump that I have set up to deal with those 3 10-gallons on top. It works. It's just kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. The overflows that I have in here, they clog up from time to time. As you can see, like this one's just all full of duckweed back there. The big lump of duckweed, that's the overflow. The reason I got those sponge screens on there is because I don't want all the shrimp to end up down in this sump down here. And it's worked so far, but like I said, it backs up. I change these sponges out every couple of weeks. I wring them out pretty much at least once a week, if not twice sometimes. Here's a tank of Peppermint Twist Endlers, K-Class Endlers. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but they really haven't bred true. I mean, for the most part, they're kind of like a fork tail, yellow and orange Endler with long fancy fins, top fins or whatever. But that's about it. I don't know where the Peppermint Twist came from. They don't look like any sort of peppermint I've ever seen. As you can see, that one there is kind of just like a fancy guppy, you know? Yeah, I don't know. So this was a bust. I've had these for a long time. I don't even know when I got them. I don't remember offhand. But I have to look back in my videos here. In this tank is the original colony of Blue Dreams. As you can see, they're all in there. And I did have a pair of Steak Endlers that I got from Lucas Brett's. Again, last year sometime, I don't remember exactly when, but male and female came in. They were in good shape. They had about 3 or 4 fry, and then they stopped producing. And then just about 2 weeks ago, I noticed the female was no longer in the tank, so she's gone. I had moved all the young out because I was thinking that maybe the mom was eating the babies, so I started moving the babies out. So in this tank, I have, you know, 5 male Steak Endlers, and like, I don't know, one of them's got very good color. 2 of them have very good color. The other ones have like a splotch of black, and then that's about it. I wanted them to look like this guy. Steak Endler is supposed to be spotted, so I was really hoping they were gonna have these cool colors on all of them. But you can see all 5 of them right there. 3 of them don't have any color. One of them's got a bent spine right there. And 2 of them, one of the ones is the one I originally got, this guy here. And then the other one was one of the first offspring. But that's it. That's where they're at right now. I tried getting in touch with Lucas's girlfriend or whatever to try to get them to sell me some more females. Hold on one sec. I tried contacting them. So far it's been a bust. It's been 4 or 5 days. I've been waiting for an email back, but I've heard nothing. So hopefully soon Otherwise, if you guys know where I can pick up some good quality steak endlers at a decent price, I think I paid about 60 bucks or so for a pair to have them delivered to my house. So, you know, I'm willing to pay some money, but I want quality. So let me know. Put a comment down below if you can. I appreciate that. But otherwise, the fish room's just kind of been on autopilot. I do the water changing. I make sure I get in here and feed these guys as often as I can. Yeah, with this tank, I got to make sure I feed, you know, 2 or 3 times a day, different kinds of foods. But that's the drip system, and that's what we're working on here. So hopefully, you guys, hopefully in the future here, I can set it up a little bit better so it's less of a mess. But I've really got to kind of redo this fish room as it sits right now, and I'm not really sure the direction I want to go. I basically have to tear everything down and then rebuild it all. But for right now, we're just going to let it hum along until I get some time in my future, and I guess we'll go from there. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in to watch the second part of this video. And if you could, you know, give me a little like, hit that subscribe button, even if you know, don't really want to see all of my videos. It would help out the channel quite a bit, and might give me a little bit more time to work on these projects, like redoing the entire fish room. But that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.